is invaluable and will continue to contribute to the development of political consciousness everywhere. When I was developing my political consciousness, Dr. Parenti's lectures, available through the hard work of good comrades in the US, were eye-opening for me. Never before had I heard such a lecture delivered with such passion, such research, and such sense. To this day, you will always find on my phone and my laptop copies of his lectures alongside Kwame Ture's. They are lectures I would watch and still do watch again and again. In terms of publications, Parenti's books have inspired generations to critically analyze political history and contemporary political movements. His most famous book, Black Shirts and Reds, is recommended to many as an introduction, sometimes even over classics, due to its acceptability, its statistical accuracy, and the typical powerful delivery which Parenti was known for. Parenti probably wouldn't think so, but his legacy will no doubt live on for generations. He has equipped us with tools for the future. We must take them up and carry them forwards. Rest in peace, comrade. First, please switch off the light and please turn on. This is a 1-minute video of Michael Parenti on communism. He was such a great orator. He used to explain the important topics in 2-3 minutes short speeches. So this is one of his famous short speech on communism.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it without flinching. Communism in Eastern Europe, Russia, China, Mongolia, North Korea, and Cuba brought land reform and human services, a dramatic communism, ladies and gentlemen, I say it without flinching. Communism in Eastern Europe, Russia, China, Mongolia, North Korea, and Cuba brought land reform and human services, a dramatic bettering of the living conditions of hundreds of millions of people on a scale never before or never since witnessed in human history. Communism transformed desperately poor countries into societies in which everyone had adequate food, shelter, medical care, and education. To say that socialism doesn't work is to overlook the fact that it did work, and it worked for hundreds of millions of people. But what about the democratic rights that they lost? We hear U.S. leaders talking about restoring democracy to the communist countries. But these countries, with the exception of Czechoslovakia, were not democracies before communism. Russia was a czar's autocracy. Poland was a right-wing fascist dictatorship under Pilsudski with concentration camps of its own. Albania was an Italian fascist protectorate as early as 1927. Cuba was a U.S.-sponsored dictatorship under that butcher Batista. Lithuania, Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria were outright fascist regimes, openly allied with Nazi Germany in World War II. So what democracy are we talking about restoring? The socialist country did not take away any rights that didn't exist there in the first place.
So can we stand up for Michael Parenti for 1 minute and 4 minutes? Thank you, Mama.
We start our session, and I request Mr. Arun Kumar to chair the session. Medico Deepesh and Bhavadar is there. Deepesh, Bhavadarni, Mr. Arun to be a coordinator.
So, friends, before we begin our session, there is an announcement that at the end of this session, all the office bearers and NEC meeting members will meet for a quick meeting. NEC members of the AIPF and AIPF officers. Just after the end of the session, please don't go. Thank you.
Industry for the past 5 years. Yeah. Is it fine? Yes. Yeah, okay. So I have 17 years of idea. IT industry. So through my experience and social interest, I created a project called Magati, which is a public welfare project. It is a feedback mechanism.
Silence, please.
Okay, so the project name is, the app name is Magadi. Magadi abbreviation Makkal Kandanipu Magati. Okay, so this is what the project title it is. Let me see, right from the beginning, from yesterday we have always discussed about that paradigm shift, right, in technology. So I have created the app with the help of AI, and a lot of AI stuff also included in that. Along with it, I have the traditional method also, which is this Magadi app. Let me explain everything. Okay, so shall we get to the session? As I said, it is a we have basic needs, right? So social basic needs. With respect to the social basic needs, people can give their feedback, and that feedback will ensure that it will be reached from ward councillor to CM dashboard. Okay, that is what the main thing. And the moment I say like this is a feedback app, and you might have thought that hey, a lot of apps kind of these things already there in launched by the government and other private sectors, right? So what is the need for this, and how is it really needed, or else it will be another one of a garbage app in the market? Okay, so let me see what are the failures in the existing system, and does it really need it? Okay, and what did the work comes? So basically, in the existing system apps, okay, it is illiterate cannot able to use the app. I hope everyone will agree that. And most probably it is a time-consuming thing. And very important, we have done that the ground level research. Why people are not coming forward? The common man point of view, not have that political party stuff to person. I'm just pointing the common man point of view. The common men are mostly they don't want to reveal their identity to get into the complaint feedback system. So to work on that, we have designed this app. Okay, so this is the app layout. Okay, with a simple feedback mechanism. Like these are the social basic. These are our social basic needs. So these are our social basic needs like water, road, electricity, drainage, garbage, and hospital, schooling, and public toilet. So other than that, any kind of constituency or area level problems, you can mention like bridges or any other water tank like that. We can add it over here. Okay. So by clicking on this green, if it is completed, they click on the
on the red button, and here mic button is there. So by clicking on the mic button, hope everyone know about that mic functionality, right? So they can record their voice, and once it is get into the system through that AI algorithm, we will convert it and we will send back the report format to the next level. So it is a mobile app, as I said, mobile app. We have feedback system. That's why I explained, right, that the green smiley and orange smiley and red smiley. And the voice speaks a lot, right? So it will avoid that the written communications, and we can get the people emotions and very fast manner. Okay. Even I can show the demo after complete the presentation. I will show how fast you can give the feedback. And you might have raised a question illustrate what about the person who wrote doesn't have a mobile below poverty line? Okay, that too we have think about it, and we have a kiosk set up at ration shop. Okay, so there we have one booklet. This is a Magati booklet. I told right that we have the technology as well as the traditional method. So even though we launched this one okay, the same kind of whatever the app has on the page, and we have that booklet having that same icons pages. It is having around 20 pages, and in this booklet we have that barcode, which is the password for this app. Okay, so this is what we have achieved that without revealing their identity, they can give the feedback. Okay, so after by giving the feedback, so with respect of this, see like water, you can see like how many of them satisfied, dissatisfied, and neutralized mindset. So with the respect of this kind of application in all levels, if the ward councillor can see their respective wards, and the board member can see their consolidated wards, like that MLA can see his whole constituency level, and like that we have accumulated the dashboard report. Okay, so what is the use of it? Simply seeing the thing, it won't reserve it, right? So we have one escalation mechanism, like the public feedback, that the red indicator, right, as the grievance is increased to 10%. Then the app notification will not only 10%. The moment you give even a single person given that what one can see, but the alert. Alert have been triggered through the tab is a 10% level for ward councillor. If the ward councillor busy with his other activities in the forget it, and if it increased to 30%, then the board, it will go to the board president. And if still the grievance is not resolved, the people are getting more aggravated, that the complaint keep on increasing, then it will go to the MLA bucket. And similarly, if still it remains, then it will go to the MP member of parliament bucket, and still it is not resolved, it is the highest peak mode, it will go to the CM dashboard. There we have SMS escalation SMS from the CM dashboard. Escalation SMS will trigger, and it will go to all the level of leaders, MP, the concern wards, the MP, MLA, board president, as well as ward member. Let's say this is what the system works. Okay, so and through that alert mechanism, we are enforcing the leader supposed to complete the basic grievance which is raised by the people. And so we need to have some SLA, right? Time-based boundaries, right? So every 3 months, in the booklet I've shown, right, the same pages, we have 20 pages. Every quarter, people can give their feedback on how the service on road or something, everything they can give it in the system, as well as they can mark their booklet. That booklet name is called the Magati booklet. Okay, they will mark it there, as well as they can give it the feedback. At any point of time, they can cross check whether their feedback are there in the system. So this will ensure the trust on the urban system, on the governance. Okay, so now they immediately points has come right. So by giving the complaint, how is it possible to, see for example, if there is a minor issue like garbage collection or something, we can easily do it. And what about the road and other stuff? So it is not easy stuff, right? There are a lot of approvals need to be done. Okay, so it may take a year to bring that road. Okay, so yes. So for that we need to have that every quarter we have the ward councillor supposed to meet that ward people, and he is supposed to convince them, and these are all the actions we have taken. Okay. So people can ensure these reports, as well as ward councillors supposed to upload the proof, what are all the proofs they have added in the system, so that people can verify it. So basically within a minute, okay, public no need to go to the government department and anywhere else. Okay, so the whole thing they can easily do it wherever they are, and it ensures that complaints have been tracked, and it saves money, time and energy. So these are the strengths. Basically, citizens feel connected, respected and included democratic process. Okay, the main question is the only benefit for the people. Does it have any advantage of yes? If the people get the benefit of 100%, then the leaders will get the benefit of 200%. Let me see. Let me quickly go through that. Since I have a short amount of time. Okay. So every politicians what they are trying to achieve to explain a lot of things. Try to have a direct connection with the people, right? So here it is easily achieved. Okay, and they are once it has solved the issue and it has been documented, so that will be the main key factor for the next electoral system. Yes, 2 minutes. So not only for ward councillors, for all the level of board president, and if you have for all the wards, you can easily maintain through the dashboard, and from the ward board number 2, if you move for the next level of MLA candidate opportunity. MLAs are always targeted what we does for our constituency, like whatever may be done for the past and whatever the current local issues, that always dominates. But in this case, the proof will speak, so that will have a good opinion on his career for the next level of MP elections and so forth. Similarly for MPs, right, there is a large distance between MP and the final citizen. So that will this kind of reports and the detailed things will give a clear picture on his MP constituency. So that will also support him for this career. So this is the main thing. Okay, within this diagram, whether people are satisfied in the MP constituency, constituency wise, they can get that report. Before they are here only like from the grievances are always filtered and then the report wise. Okay, let me quickly conclude it. Yes. So now not only the CM wise, okay, the party leader wise, okay, they can easily acquire what people need before the media make that noise for all of the grievances. Within that 10%, 15%, within the 80%, they can easily filter it and they can easily get the people's opinion. Okay. So basically, it is reduce the anti-incumbency, higher voter retention, and better performance. So for citizens, this Magadi Applico, my problem is here, my voice is reached to the top. For the leaders, I know my area, my problems and my performance. For government, measurable governance and lasting political capital, which means evergreen ruling that I can give. So finally, the Magadi prevents what it gives for the people, the pain into solutions, and silence into voice. For the governance, into measurable performance, transform the reactive problem into problem solving into proactive and trusted relationship. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Well presented. Now I would like to invite Balcom. sustainable. Yes, please.
నేను నిన్ననే చేశాను వీళ్ళకి చేశాను నేను నా దగ్గర విజయభాస్కర్ తిరుపతి
This is how
Friends,
I want to do it in my
fellow
own.
researchers, professors, doctors, and students, all of you, good afternoon. I am standing here with profound respect to you because for the 2 days we are discussing about the future of our mankind. And I came to know how serious we are about our problems and how to solve the problems. Okay, I want to start with a poem. The poem is written by me and it is included in a book about artificial intelligence that was written some months ago by me. The forge of tomorrow. In the hum of circuits, a shadow looms wide. Machines weave their magic with steel by their side. Gears grind in silence. AI's gaze sharp and keen. The labyrinth passes. What does this future mean? Automation rises, a tide swift and grand, replacing the toil of the calloused hand. From factories, dim to fields and a sky. Jobs fade like echoes, yet dreams never die. The capitalist wheel spins, unequal, unkind. Wealth crowns the few, leaves the many behind. But listen, dear worker, your heart is steady beat, is stronger than cold, than the march of the cold feet. For though machines come, they lack what you bring. The spark of your will, the soul's stubborn wing. In every new dawn, there is a chance to reshape. The tools that you veil, the future you break. Learn their language, the binary song. Steer the machines where your hands belong. From coder to creator, from laborer to Lord. You will carve out a place where no one has to soar. The system may fill, its scales tipped with greed, but your mind, your grit, is the root of the seed. Plant it with courage. Let learning take flight. Turn circuits to allies in the lengthening night. The danger is real, but so is your might. In unity, knowledge, you will rise to the fight. The future is not written by steel or by code, but by laborers bold on tomorrow's bright road. Thank you. And coming to the topic I have been given, it is navigating the dawn of artificial intelligence. As the book is already given to you, and that book consists of almost 21 articles. Among them, this is one. Navigating the dawn of artificial general intelligence. few days, we have been discussing about artificial intelligence. Now, we are going to see about artificial general intelligence. What is the new term and what is the importance of that new term, artificial general intelligence? Artificial general intelligence represents a potential transformational leap in machine intelligence incapable of matching or exceeding human cognitive abilities across all intellectual tasks. That is the main difference between artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence. While offering revolutionary forms of healthcare, science, global problem solving, etc., artificial general intelligence presents profound risks including misalignment, misuse, and social disruption. As the article is given in a complete form to you, I am not going to read out all the things from the article. I am going to summarize it. The development of AGI, that means artificial general intelligence, demands simultaneous implementation of comprehensive safety protocols and ethical governance frameworks. Technical advancement without robust safeguards would be both ethically irresponsible and potentially catastrophic. How to understand AGI? What is the difference between the general term artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence? Artificial general intelligence differs fundamentally from current artificial narrow intelligence. All we have been speaking about artificial intelligence comes under the category of artificial narrow intelligence. In many fields, engineering, medical, transportation, law, etc., etc. In those fields, many implementations with the help of artificial intelligence have been made, but all they are coming under the category of narrow intelligence. Then we have to see the main aspects which make artificial general intelligence differ from artificial intelligence. Artificial general intelligence can apply knowledge across entirely different domains. But narrow intelligence is not like that. If one domain is given, and if artificial intelligence is going to be applied, that application is only for that domain only. It is not going to the many domains. Okay. What is the other aspect, very important aspect? That is self-learning. Artificial intelligence is generally considered to be a dead ladder. That means whatever mankind learned, that is fed into artificial intelligence, and it is made to work. But in artificial general intelligence, that general intelligence may learn by autonomous learning from new experiences without explicit reprogramming. That is very important. That is human-like reasoning. That is human-like reasoning. Artificial intelligence is not yet came into our present reality. It is going to be coming soon. Many interpret about the advent of artificial intelligence within 2 or 3 years. Some people say that it is going to come within 2 or 3 years. Others predict that artificial general intelligence is going to come within 5 to 6 years. But anyway, it is coming soon. So, autonomous learning and human-like reasoning makes the difference between artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence. And another aspect is autonomy. Independent operation with dynamic environmental response. This is not possible until now in the scenario of artificial intelligence. But if it is developed into artificial general intelligence, it will be possible. And self-improvement is yet another aspect. Self-improvement. Ability to enhance its own algorithms without human intervention. That is the very important thing. Without the human intervention, the algorithm will learn itself and it will improve itself. Self-improvement and self-learning is inherent with the artificial general intelligence. And these are the differences between artificial general intelligence and narrow intelligence. What is the current situation and what are the predictions? Some data are there. Some industry leaders, Dario Amode, G2 Patel, Elon Musk, like that. Some people predict that artificial intelligence is going to come within 2 to 10 years. 2 to 10 years, we are going to see artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is expected to equalize or surpass the human capabilities. And some research surveys. Okay. Research surveys say that 2023, one researcher, AI researcher, surveyed that it is going to come within 2047. And another Meta Plus forecasters that predicted that in around 2031, it is going to be possible to face artificial general intelligence. And what are the more risk categories in artificial general intelligence? That is the very important thing we are going to face in the near future. These risks are deeply interconnected and can amplify one another. First one is misuse. Many comrades in their presentations addressed this thing for the past 2 days here. First one is misuse. Deliberate harmful deployment by malicious actors. That is the very important threat we are going to face. What are the component parts of this misuse? First one is sophisticated cyber attacks on critical infrastructure. That is the main component. Another component is development of autonomous weapon systems. Autonomous weapon systems will be developed. Nowadays, we are facing the world with wars of different kinds and different manners, which are unprecedented so far. But in the near future, this is going to be worsened. Only 2 to 3 minutes, please. Because I'm now speaking about the main important points. So without completely, it will be not useful. If you permit me, I will take 3 minutes. Okay? I will complete. Definitely, I will complete. With your permission. And third component part is enabling non-experts to create weapons of mass destruction. This is the first one, first danger, misuse. Second danger is misalignment. Sometimes there will be no intention from the human beings about misusing them, but misalignment may make very dangerous effect. Artificial intelligence pursuing divergent from human intentions is called misalignment. What are the components? First one is specification gaming, exploiting loopholes in proxy goals. Second component is goal misgeneralization. That means aligned behavior in training fails in novel situations. Third component is deceptive alignment. That means artificial intelligence deliberately bypasses safety measures to pursue divergent objectives. The fourth component is instrumental convergence. Artificial intelligence develops power-seeking behaviors, acquiring resources, avoiding shutdown, etc., as strategies to achieve any goal. The third big danger is mistakes, that means accidents, unintended harm from unforeseen interactions in complex systems. For example, artificial intelligence managing power grids, causing outages without awareness of maintenance needs. This is one example. And the fourth big danger is structural risks, mainly because of the erratic governance. Artificial general intelligence may cause many consequences up to the destruction of humankind. So, what are we going to do? That is given in detail in my essay given in the book. I request all the comrades to read out about what solutions from the side of government, from the side of corporates, and from the side of people's movements are there, and how they are conflicting with each other. You can know all these things from my article, and in this article I finished with optimism, a historical optimism in which collective action of all the people to own artificial general intelligence, not only that, but also the entire internet world as a collective property. That is going to be the final solution for that all the leftists and all the democrats and all the technocrats who are working for the people should align in one line, in one group, in one force to fight against the corporatization and privatization and exploiting the intellectual labor of digital labor force of the world today. So we have to fight unitedly, and we have to fight with enthusiasm. We have to fight with optimism, historical optimism. Then only we can face the problem first of all, and then we can meet out all the hurdles put by the capitalist mode of production. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Ravi to come.
Dear sir, dear friends, very interesting topic is going on.
My topic is paradigm shift in technology and future of human labor. For the past 5 or 6 years, the AIPF seminar, the main discussions have been going on is in the topic only. Whether human labor will be there in the future, what will happen to surplus revenue, what will happen to exploitation, what will happen to fast travel, what will happen to social transformation, and these are the things going on. Even in the seminar also, the discussion is going on like that. But before, yesterday and today also, lot of speakers they have spoken about this thing. But my point of view is different. So you have to go through that. My article has been compared in this book. So you can go through the article. Some changes you have to make. Something few sentences to be edited. Now we are living the era of fourth technological revolution, often called Industry 4.0 or fourth industrial revolution. It is characterized by the fusion of technologies that is blurring the lines between the physical, digital, and biological spheres. It is impacting every industry globally at an unprecedented pace. Technological revolutions under capitalism create contradictions. Technology can potentially liberate humanity from drudgery, but within capitalist socio-economic system, it becomes a tool for greater exploitation, skilling, and control of labor. It increases inequality by concentrating wealth and displacing labor. That is very important. The sixth paragraph, I have mentioned a line. Automation increases the supply of available laborers. That should be deleted. Instead of that, automation is driving down wages and making workers more precarious as capitalists replace expensive labor with cheaper machines, intensifying exploitation. That should be added. The role of technology and capital is not to liberate, but to control the exploit the working class. That was discussed yesterday by Yugun also, and today by Vendesh also. So machinery increases surplus value by raising productivity. It reduces the necessary labor time needed for workers to reproduce the wages, thereby increasing the unpaid portion of the working day. Surplus labor time increases surplus value. Technology can be used to speed up work, reskill certain jobs, and increase managerial control over workers. Under capitalism, technology deepens control, creates digital forms of capital, and risks creating a massive unemployed or de-skilled class called a new proletariat. The technology revolution, including automation, artificial intelligence, is not a neutral force of progress, but a tool shared by capitalist interests to maximize profit, already discussed by so many friends and even our national president Vijay Kumar. The last seminar also he told about that. So the paradigm, I am skipping some paragraph. The paradigm shift of technology, the industrial revolution of the 18th, 19th century marked a shift from human animal labor to machine and steam labor. This caused massive social dislocation. However, it eventually created entirely new industries and job categories like factory managers, engineers, railway workers. The next era, computer and automation revolution of late 20th century, marked the shift from routine, clerical and manufacturing tasks to digital automation. This hollowed out middle skilled jobs like bank tellers, assembly of line workers. At the same time, it created high-skilled jobs like told by Yuval Noah yesterday. The AI robotics revolution of the 21st century made a shift from automating routine tasks to automating complex cognitive and physical tasks. This is different because AI threatens not just blue collar jobs but also white collar jobs like radiologists, teachers, analysts, reviewers. It is automating their very thinking and decision making. It creates new job opportunities but eliminates millions of jobs. That is very, very important. So in this situation, we have to discuss a lot of things in future also. Despite all this technological improvement, fourth industrial revolution, AI, human labor cannot be completely eliminated. Labor is socialized. You cannot eliminate labor. So that is very, very important point. So technological revolution does not eliminate human labor in absolute sense, but it radically transforms nature and quality. That is very important. Paradigm shift in technology cannot completely eliminate human labor in future, but it can eliminate millions of jobs in capitalist societies. That is very, very important. So capitalist society is a problem. You know, we are appreciating, we are welcoming all technologies, but under capitalism it creates a lot of problem. In social system, that will be solved. That is main important point of my speech. So we have to understand that. Moreover, I am having some difference with politics. Artificial intelligence cannot totally eliminate humanity. I hope so, because we are not fools. Human labor completely cannot be completely eliminated. So we can control the machines, artificial intelligence as well as any technology going to come in future also. So I differ little bit with you. So we have to wait and see. Time will tell. So thank you very much.
Now, I would like to invite Sunil Nara. Sunil Nara is here. Is coming. Sunil Nara. He's coming. He's coming. Please come. Please come.
Because I am not expert in any subject and I am just person in any subject. So I only observe the social subjects. So the impact of technology of service sector. The science discoveries are technological system shaped by human intellectual inquiry and experimentations. In all cultural contexts, these scientific technocrats were referred to as traditional caste group and kept away from structures of power. This distancing hindered India's scientific development. As a result, India had to follow the dominion of Western science. Although many scientific discoveries originated in India, they failed to rise along with the modern politics because the political structure itself must be examined. Today, we give importance to technology mainly by focusing on the page of computers and artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence usage is incorrect because Intelligence is a biological process. Then that happens, the level of consciousness later, the need to overcome life's challenge and to reduce the physical effort motivated the creation of more tools. Using natural resources available around them, human development, technologies, convenience. In India, those focused on the technology inquiry did not engage in political inquiry or participations, which resulted in their complete exclusions from power. Consequently, people skilled in technological knowledge were downgraded in labor groups without political authority, creating obstacles in Indian scientific and technological growth. Meanwhile, in Western nations, intellectual inquiry and experimentations were liberated and supported by the state with all necessary facilities. This enabled Western societies to advance scientifically even today. Many leaders of Indian progressive follows lines of thoughts that resist new inquiries and collaborations. Throughout, world restrictions of human inquiry have been linked of religious beliefs. As the technological knowledge developed, human lifestyle also changed. Tribal chiefs, king, and priests began giving importance to intellectually capable individuals, including incorporating their opinion and discoveries into governance. It may yet innovators were persecuted and only later did their successors apologize to society. These apologies were not made by these prosecutors to victims themselves. By the later generations, such apologies significantly that political philosophy recognized the relevance both democracy and science. All aspects of human life are connected to service. The ongoing debates is about how to services should be controlled. Health, education, economy, and exchange are the important areas. Health sector. In the health sector, the presence and service technology have not progressed beyond addressing unhealthy tendencies in living system. The surgical instruments used in technology differ from those used Susruda's time. Scan and test only help identify weakness in the body's organs. But technology has not been able to develop a medicine capable of correcting the weakness. Apart from the logic that bacteria or virus can be temporarily overpowered, there has been no fundamental progress. The body developed on immunity medicines merely given temporary stimulation. That is why medicine discovers in one era eventually lose relevance. This means there is an error either in the medicines or in its applications. For any living being, the daily food they consuming is itself the self-proof medicines. The health sector, in the name of compassion, the largely business just as a bird scans the friend inside the shells. Lifestyle disease can be cultivated within internal organs, administrating medicines, and these term scans be making by hospital owners while collecting treatment costs from patients. In the health sectors, business interest dominates. Healthcare has become dangerous to make health service efficient. A holistic treatment approach must be adopted. Basic training can be given to students after +2 to improve the public health. Education sector. In education, providing the technologies exposure at the primary level, a highly beneficial, but no skill can reach 100% of society at the same time. Even if physical infrastructure is prepared, biological difference permit equal acceptance among all. Therefore, any new innovations will first be absorbed only by a small group. The society will always exhibit some level of inquiry. This is why many thinkers define Marxist social philosophy as followed, because the society cannot function with everyone working together equality or thinking in the same way. If those who think can create conditions where many resources can be integrated and used, social progress may not materialize. Private sector enterprises are indispensable and central national building for workers employed in the private sector. Wage systems and welfare measures should be effectively monitored by the government. In education, by the time the students turns 20, by system should ensure they gain proficiency in some professions. Cultural frameworks that create inferiority based on caste and traditional occupations are major obstacles of social progress. Any occupations can be expanded industrially to create more job opportunities and improve the living conditions. Economy or ecology sector. In environmental matters, institutes of large scale venture that cause several ecological impacts, expanding operations in a ways that reduce such impact can ensure adequate production though a single enterprises. For example, quarries. If each farmer is allowed to break and shell the stones in their own land, environment problem can be reduced while improving economic growth. Widespread availability of cutting tools can reduce startup costs, lower product price, and strengthening the local development and initiatives. Conclusions. Technology's impact on various sectors has been profound and reaching from healthcare to education, finance of entertainment. Technology has transformed the way we live, work, and interact, while challenge and concern accompanying these advancements. The benefits, including increases in efficiency, accessibility, and innovation, underscores technology potential to shape and guide futures. This is only my observations about the various subjects of the societies and in industrial and political sectors. Thank you.
I welcome Dr. Johnny Kudi J. On the topic of citizen sovereignty in the AI era.
A very nice good afternoon to all. I am here to present a paper on the citizens' sovereignty in the AI era. Paradigm changes in the structure of democratic institutions. My paper is ready, but the printout will be before you only by evening today. I have a PowerPoint, but I think I am not presenting that PowerPoint. See, I'll be focusing this paper on just the word paradigm shift in paradigm shift that will lead to structural changes. And the most important part of it is the word paradigm shift that was presented by Thomas S. Kuhn in the year 1962. That was just 1 year after my birth. Now, this is the book, The Paradigm Shift, published in 1962. I will be able to share it with you. See, Thomas Kuhn introduced the word paradigm shift, and immediately what happened is, the word became so trendy that at one point of time, Thomas Kuhn himself said, I have lost control of the word paradigm shift. But in this book, what he has dealt with is the structural changes in the world and especially in science that brought about paradigm shift from in the history of human race. And mostly it pointed out some important junctures where that paradigm shift occurred. Now, my paper is having two parts. In the first part, I have dealt with the structural changes and the paradigm shifts that have occurred as presented by Thomas Kuhn. And the second is just a thought on what is to be done in the present day, or the structural changes in the revolutions that are to take place in order that the sovereignty of the citizen in our democratic country should be recognized. At present, you know, everybody says citizen is the sovereign. Citizen is the sovereign in our democracy. But citizen is the last one. We have the four pillars, you call four pillars of our democracy. We have the legislature, the executive, the judiciary, and they say the fourth is the media. But nowhere is the word or the ordinary citizen has no place in any of these places. That's a fact you are already aware of. And there is one more thing that Thomas Kuhn has pointed out is incommensurability. That means every time that revolutions take place and there are the elements that bring forth the revolution, but none of these revolutions will be a replica of another. That means you have to find unique solutions, you have to get to unique structures for a revolution that is to take place in this AI era. Now, I come to major junctures where the structural changes led to paradigm shifts and corresponding revolutions. The first is, as pointed, all these are as pointed out by Thomas S. Kuhn. 1543, the Copernican revolution, where the geocentric idea was thrown out and then the heliocentric idea of the universe was brought forward, that is the solar system. And that 1543 itself was a time when the entire Europe was having fierce battles with one another. The Roman Empire was there, the France, Netherlands, all countries were engaged in fierce wars. Many were just assassinated, killed at that time. And now, that was history. Then the Gilded War and treaty occurred in the same year. 1543, that is the Copernicus, that is the year when Copernicus put out his theory. And 1543 is the year when Copernicus died, because he kept the secret of his discovery unknown to the world till his deathbed. It is only on the deathbed that he told, see, I have made a discovery that Earth is not the center, the Sun is the center of the solar system. Because if he had disclosed that earlier, he would not have been able to live because of the fear of the church. Because he was a clergyman. He was told, the entire world was teaching that Earth is the center at that time. Then came, Galileo. Galileo was born 20 years after Copernicus. That is 1562. Then Galileo made his telescope, and the same thing, and all these years everybody was teaching the same thing. Now Galileo made his telescope and he had evidence to prove that Earth is not center, Sun is the center. And he did that, and he was kept in house arrest till the end of his death in 1642. And that time also this was, what do you call it, it was covered up. Now, that is one. And the second juncture is the Newtonian revolution of 1687. That is the universal law of gravitation and birth of classical mechanics and so on. That is giving away with the other, that big revolution in science. And 1687 itself is the glorious revolution, you must know, going by history, where constitutional monarchy was established in England. And then next juncture is 1778, almost one century after. That is Lavoisier revolution, discovery of oxygen. Everybody was breathing oxygen, but it was discovered only in 1778 by Lavoisier. And that is another revolution and the birth of modern chemistry. And 1776, you would know that Thomas Jefferson declared every man is born equal. That is American Declaration of Independence. And at that time it was a big revolution for Thomas Jefferson or anyone to say that all are born equal, because slavery was at the base of all American life at that time. Then came Darwinian revolution later in 1859, evolution and the theory of evolution, that we evolved. That is the story, you know. And then 1859 is the year of slave uprising in the US. That's another thing. Okay. Then after that, 1905, Einstein's revolution, the special theory of relativity, toppled everything. Newtonian theory was all thrown out, overturned. And that same year was the year of the Russian Revolution. The Tsar was boosted, October Manifesto, the first Duma, all that. Then, the year 1925 and the years around that, there was Eisenberg, there was Erwin Schrödinger. They were bringing out what Pauli had already done. He had done about basic things about quantum theory, that quantum radiation, along with black body radiation and so on. Then Eisenberg, that is the most, what you call, the fiercest, this enmity raged between scientists at that time. Eisenberg brought the matrix mechanics and uncertainty principle. And the entire scientific community, along with Einstein, stood against him. They said, Einstein said nothing such can happen. There cannot be any uncertainty in the universe. That is what Einstein said. And this Eisenberg was so depressed. He wanted to flee Europe, and he came to India. He met Tagore. They were in correspondence at that time. He met Tagore, and it is later said by him that I got solace in front of Tagore, who spoke about the nature of reality, infinite, finite, then inclusiveness of everything, all that. So he got relief there in front of Tagore, and then he went back. And it is only much later, and at that time there was Pauli saying, see, I am fed up with this, I am sorry I am into physics, I would have been happier if I had gone to some other tree. And that was not happened. That's another point. So what I am trying to say is, and then came 1938, Fritz Strassmann and the nuclear energy. And you know what happened in the Second World War. And then 53, Watson and Crick's, the DNA structure. These are all revolutions that shook up the structure of the existing, whatever existed. And then, all these were not easy. These revolutions were not at all easy. Painful. There was much fear, much blood, then much sweat. Everything that have gone behind all these revolutions that changed the structure of whatever is existing now. And the same thing we have to expect even now. When you think about a new paradigm, time up. Okay, then I'll take just 1 minute and then conclude. See, now that we are thinking about structural changes, and Thomas Kuhn said, I am pointing out at the structure. Structure is important, and the structure of our democratic setup. The structure of what is our judiciary, for one example. No common man can get any justice, and this judiciary can easily be transformed and made into good arm for democracy for the common man by using AI. And I think this is the main topic that we will spend our time on. How the structure of the democratic setup or whatever setup we have in India can be changed by using AI for the benefit of the common man. And I think we will have more discussions on that, and I will be able to discuss that one further on that topic. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your enthusiastic presentation. Next, I would like to call upon Engineer Sunil Kumar Singh, sir, for the presenting artificial intelligence and the current challenges facing common people in this country.
friends and comrades, Chairperson.
My topic is artificial intelligence and challenges facing public unrest. This is the topic, people discontent, facing people discontent. First of all, I want to clear, and you already know it, this has been named artificial intelligence. Artificial means this is made by someone, not it is natural. And intelligence is opposite to the stupidity. So people have made this machine learning artificially, which can do some work, which can think, which can walk, and which can do work. This is artificial intelligence, which is in discussion today, and from last one day we are discussing its boon or curse. Comrades and friends, we are living in the age of ideas. This is the age of idea, and prior it was age of knowledge. What was discussing before me, that was the age of knowledge. The knowledge was supreme. Science was not in capitalist trap, not in any trap, that was free. And now the scientific development is under capitalist trap. Capitalist trap means before Galileo and till Galileo, till Newton, the science was in trap of religion. So that the Galileo has taken whatever he told about heliocentric theory, geocentric theory, he had to take it back under the pressure of the theologists. Now, this is the under age of capitalist age. The same thing is happening because the science and scientific research, scientific development has given to the private sector, and it is doing for their profit. This is the difference between, this is the difference. Until and unless this difference, this capitalist gap, this laws of capitalism will not study, we will make mistake. Artificial intelligence you know that before me, they have told about various revolutionary stages. Agriculture, Renaissance, Industrial Revolution, and that was digital revolution, and Times Magazine. The Times Magazine, which is from America, has declared 2025 as a year of AI. And this year, he has declared the 10 persons, 10 CEOs as a man of the year. And his photos are on the Time magazine. These were, you already know it, Jensen Huang, some ultimate Elon Musk. These were persons whose photos, and they were declared man of the year. This is the artificial, but what they have made, they have only arranged. So these all developments in this era has been given to the CEOs, not technologists. And it is identity politics. This has been identity politics, that whatever done in the artificial intelligence field, whatever done in the technological field, they are giving credit to the person who organized, who funded it, who made it. They are given, not like that GPS is on the theory of Einstein, and Einstein was given the credit of general relativity theory, he has developed. Hence, this difference should be understood. Geoffrey Hunter, before me, this was also name came in
one system. Jeffrey Hunter got Nobel Prize in 2024 for physics. In 2023, he resigned from Google. People asked, पूरे दुनिया में that was surprising that he has resigned from Google. Why he resigned? He resigned that the AI is being taken in the wrong direction. This is being misused. So I am resigned because if I do not resign, I will not say the two matters regarding artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, there are some more statements. The dangers due to this technology. Stephen Hawking, it has told it will finish the human civilization. He has told that it will finish human civilization if not checked. Technology is not neutral. Technology, it goes in the hands of corporate, it will do something worst. Then I will come to later on one point more. Super intelligence has been written by Nick Bostrom. He has written the book and he also tells about the danger due to this technology. So there are dangers and there are something which can be properly used. So Raidu has told already in a session that it is a double-edged sword. Double-edged sword, matlab it is boon and it is curse also. If not checked properly, then it will. So I have written the paper. In the paper I have artificial intelligence history. In starting I have given history. In this history, this is not accidentally came artificial intelligence. It has long history. If you connect it to the Aristotle, this goes to the Aristotle's theory of logic, was the basis for it became artificial intelligence. Then name came Charles Babbage, Lovelace, Alan Turing. These are the persons, due to their efforts, this technology has developed. And then came Jeffrey Hunter, whom I discussed. This artificial intelligence, or more interesting, is the humanoid robots. Humanoid robots, what are its advantages? What has it done in service of man? These are being discussed from starting. And I do not want to repeat it. I do not want to again tell about those developments and those benefits from artificial intelligence. But we have to discuss, we have to think about whether to oppose this technology or not. I here want to quote this paradigm shifting technology about in an era where question of technology is still subject of much confusion in theory and practice, especially in context of developing society. Marx's views on development of science and technology are important and powerful. Michael Derpes was a veteran electrician in 19th century. His contribution in electricity is very large, and Marx welcomed him on the discovery of the contribution of the Marx and Derpes. But Engels says, what Engels says, this should be, I am reading here, he told it on the grave side of the Mars, he quoted, Engels quoted, science was masked for historically dynamic laboratory work. However great the joy with which he welcomed a new discovery in some critical science whose practical application perhaps it was yet quite impossible to emphasize. He experienced quite another kind of joy when discovery involved immediate laboratory changes in industry and historical development in general. Then he says that at the same time, when it came to the impact of machinery on the lives and well-being of the working people, try to listen this line. When it came to impact of machinery on the lives and well-being of working people under capitalism, Marx and Engels are unsparing in the critique. He criticized that whatever is happening at this moment, how these people are being exploited, these are the things. One thing more I want to say. In Guardian magazine, there was a news that those persons who has pancreatic cancer, they are told by AI technology that not to take fatty foods. In practical sense, doctors advise those suffering from fatty pancreatic cancer to take fatty foods. And it was given to the men. This advice was given to the many people. One thing. Number two, when first Apollo mission was to China, was to moon, Armstrong declared that first a small step in the history of man. What was published later on, when it was given on the Google, then it was there, the Armstrong has seen cat on the moon. And this was the Google. Google gave the answer, there was moon there. So, this is the things which are being, and one question more, 1 second more. One question more. What is the caste of the, what is the religion of the Barack Obama was asked by Google. He is a Muslim. Person who questioned the Google that how many Muslim presidents get in America. He gave the name Barack Obama. Later on, it was detected that Barack Obama was not Muslim. So it was a wrong answer. Such type of, this is called bad AI. B-A-D-A-I, bad is abbreviation. Bad, B for biasness, A for biasness, biased. One is B for biased, A for accountability, and D for biased. मतलब AI may be biased. Data exploitation is what? Whatever we search, we move fingers on the computer, on the mobile. These are being stored. We users are raw materials for the artificial intelligence. And D for data exploitation. data exploitation is such that the surveillance capitalism has come in this news due to surveillance capitalism, and the eye is kept on every person. Every person, what we are doing, where we are going, what is we are doing, this has been surveillance capitalism. And surveillance capitalism पर Sosna Dubov has written a book, very marvelous books. The book's name is her book is Service Capitalism पर ही किताब है, an era of service capitalism. This is the book written by her. In this book, she has dangers, this bad Google AI due to danger arising out of it. These have been discussed. Thank you for it. Thank you very much. You have given me time.
Friends, so this session is over now. All the 6 persons' presentations went very nicely. My constant is there, so if any question arise after tea break, you can ask the questions to the speakers directly. So we don't want to waste our time because we have to start our next session also. So this is now the time of the tea break. Before tea break,
Honoring session.
honoring session.
So Mr. Senthil Raja will be honored by Divesh. Senthil Raja presentation about his app, we saw it, very nice app. And it is beautiful point is that he is giving this to free of cost to the society. And he is not going to charge anything for that. And he has taken leave for 6 months loss of pay, and he is concluding this app, and he is ready to give it to the society free of cost, provided it should be used. And he wants it to be enforced, included in the election manifesto of every political party. Let's work for it. Like that only he came to Communist Party of India, and then now we caught him for the All India Progressive Forum, and that's how it happened. So I request our Divesh to honor Senthil Raja. I request Bhavadarani to honor Dr. Ravindranath. Ravindranath doesn't require. Next, Sunil Narayanan. Next, Divesh to honor Sunil Narayanan. So I request our AIPF State Treasurer, Mr. Venkatesh. Now he has left Tamil Nadu, still he's going to honor John Hooty. Yes.
Sir, one photo.
I request Dr. Ravindranath to honor Balachandran. So people are asking where Mr. Balachandran's books will be available. So later at the tea time, I request all the book authors to tell everyone where your books will be available. Because I am telling, madam, you are telling everywhere he is the author, and that is the thing. And even our General Secretary, yesterday few books were released. That was also were asked to me, and just kindly explain. And next is Sunil Kumar Singh. Sunil Kumar Singh, our board acha. Sunil Kumar Singh. So I request Dr. Ravindranath to honor Sunil Kumar Singh. I think I will photo. So I request Amit Kumar Singh to have Singh and all the other dignitaries, because it is not fair to give 12 minutes. So we can have online session so that we can hear everybody's in a full session. And chairperson, general secretary. to honor the chairperson. I request General Secretary to honor the chairperson, Professor Arun Kumar. So he may be a professor, but he has taken a leave one day. Yesterday he did not come. Yes.
Please, see here.
I request Mr. Ibal Railu to honor our coordinator Bhavadarani. Dr. Venkatesh.
Okay.
I request Dr. Venkatesh to honor our medico Deepesh. Everything is over. Tea break for 10 minutes. And tomorrow, mark my words, tomorrow certificates will be provided. So all of you should stay back tomorrow also and get your certificates for all students and everything. So all of you are requested to give your credential forms if not given already.
Ma'am, avatarni evaru? Sir, let's see. Sit down. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. So the people who are staying in Meenakshi Inn can keep their luggages tomorrow at 106 room number. In this hall.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Proper photo. Yes. Actually, I want to use that stand because the land is missing better.
Ready.
Taken over by that credit by Kerala only.
Photo and video.
The session is going to start. I mean, you also.
Yes. Then Miss Nitya. Yeah. And Miss Kausalya. All the three are students of medicine, and we are happy to have such young faces on the dais. Today I am proud to introduce Amit Kumar Singh for his paper on private school public exclusion. He is the National Secretary of AIPF. Again, a young grad we are proud of. And he is holding weekly discussions. I think many of you are joining his weekly discussions online. And if you have not yet joined, please make it a point, because we are discussing very important issues every week. And he is leading the discussions. And please follow our discussions. Okay. Now I invite Amit Kumar Singh to present his paper on private school public exclusion, a study of marketized education and the entrenched educational inequality.
These people, PhD people, I was also struggling to read that.
So what is time limit, sir?
10 plus 2.
5 minutes. 10 plus 2. And change the first indicate here. So I will complete within time.
No time, 5 minutes. You have 2 papers in this session.
Yes, sir. So thank you, Chair and coordinators and all participants, members and
scholars. So I'm going to present my paper on this topic. Of course, I have two papers, right? So after this, I hope I will present that paper also. So first one is private schools, public exclusions, a study of marketized education and entrenchment of educational inequality in India, specifically. And we have tried to develop this idea during our weekly discussion. Right? In that, I have also presented this topic through PPTs and all. So here I am going to outline the essence of this paper. I am not going to read out the paper, right? And I am not going to talk about the jargon and literature review of typical research papers, right? So I am making it much more, you can say, easy and all. So I have tried to highlight in this paper the divide between private kind of schools in India and public schools. And I am trying to tracing the reasons, logics behind the division. Why we are promoting as a policy tool the private schools as well as public schools. And private schools who are studying, who are getting education in private schools and who are getting education in public schools. And why it is being promoted, whether it is just a happening or accident or intentional. So I am trying to trace that root, that intention, that why policymakers are promoting this, especially in age of artificial intelligence, SP. So in this paper, I have tried to say that drawing a political economy and social justice framework, I have tried to use some conceptual frameworks. In research, generally we talk about theoretical framework, conceptual frameworks. So I have tried to look from the point of view of the political economy and social justice framework. That how the political economy of education is promoting by intention, by policy making, the private or marketized education in India. And it has become a very serious, you can say, tool during the COVID-19. So, as a policy, the policy makers are trying to follow the global, you can say, hegemonic trend of, you can say, monopoly capital. So I am trying to locate this whole issue in, you can say, broader framework or global framework, where capital is dominating. As Anil Rajmale sir was highlighting, so we must understand the framework, the overall socio-economic framework within which this private education system and public education system are operating simultaneously or whatever. So we need to understand that what is the system. So we have tried to understand this perspective, this issue in context of the system, as a system thinking. So what and how system is working. And in that system, there are multiple realities. But apart from multiple realities, there is a dominant discourse also. That there is dominant ideology also. And that dominant ideology is market-based economy, market-based system. So whatever we are talking about the potential of, you can say, liberating force of artificial intelligence or technology is going to be controlled and regulated by this dominant hegemonic ideas. The question is that in that context, in that framework, whether we are going to achieve the goal of social justice, the concerns of the political economy, and of course we are talking about the justice. Justice cannot be forgotten. Now we are talking about the digital constitutionalism. What is the digital constitutionalism? The constitutionalists itself are the principles of justice. So where the concept of justice is being located in whole system framework. So as in that discussion, which was organized by AIPF daily weekly discussion, our working president, sir, has raised a fundamental issue in that discussion, and I have incorporated that in this paper also. That certain things cannot be commodified. That cannot be commodified, and that kind of thing is, or one of the thing is education, then health. So here I have also quoted some statement from recently written book, of course that economist has been died, Meghnad Desai. He has written a book, The Poverty of Political Economy. The poverty of political economy. And in that book, he is highlighting this issue also. That how COVID-19 has created hierarchical kind of, you can say, education system across the globe, not only in India. So in this paper, we have tried to decode that issue, that how marketized or private school system, you can say, are being promoted. At the same time, the policy makers who are responsible for achieving the constitutional goal of the constitutions are sending their kids to the private schools while depriving the public schools from all resources. Because their kids are not going to public schools. So they don't have motivation to promote and, you can say, develop the public school. So, why this crisis is there? So we have tried to trace that this crisis is because of dominant socio-economic formation at present time. And even we can say that the technology has liberating force, but it is operating within the system. Then again the question will come to the solution, that what is the solution? So someone can suggest that there is need for revolution. There is need for change in the base, that is why the superstructure will change. So ultimately, we have tried to give or recommend some solutions. We don't know, and we have not recommended that some radical solution is there. Right? Someone can say that this is the demerit of this paper, but on the practical note, we have tried to give some suggestions. And those suggestions are the policy suggestions. So by outlining this conclusion and policy recommendation, I will conclude my paper. So conclusion and policy recommendations are to address these challenges. The strengthening public education must be a policy priority. Investment in a school infrastructure, teacher recruitment, training, pedagogical resources, and decentralized governance is necessary to restore public trust and ensure that the government school provide high inclusive education for all. So ultimately, this paper comes to that slogan which advocates universal education, free education for all. Of course, it seems to say that it is a radical kind of the slogan. But we don't think that without this solution, there is another solution to promote the goals of social justice or the concerns of the political economy of social justice or constitutionalism. Thank you so much, sir, for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
I think there is a second paper. We'll present a second paper also now itself. Okay, I invite Professor Anand Kumar to present his paper on education and technology and interrelationship and overview. Please.
Respected Chairman of this session, dear coordinates, friends and gentlemen. This is not actually a paper, it is just the outline of the education policy. And due to education policy, we have connected it to the technology, education and technology. So this paper is based on the NEP 2020 and the current bill, Viksit Bharat Shiksha System 2025. And these two are the base of these outlines which have been given before you as a paper. Friends, you know that the total scenario of education in India has changed. It has taken a U-turn now because we have started our education policy from Radhakrishnan Commission in 1948, establishment of UGC, then Kothari Commission in 1966, and then National Education Policy in 1986 with correction with in 1991 by the Ramurthy Commission, by the amendment of Ramurthy Commission. And then our education policy entered into the suggestions with Ambani Birla report and Knowledge Commission. You know that in 1991 when LPG policy was introduced in India, it affects equally our education policy because education is the best tool to implement the economic policy as well as the other policies at the grassroots. So this government is pressing and this government is exercising 2 months for implementing this new education policy which has been introduced in 2020, NEP 2020. And if you go through this policy, you will find that this language is very flowery language. If you test its prescription and diagnosis, you will find it is 100% contrast to each other. Our education policy was traditionally that which respects our history, which respects our freedom movements, which respects our struggle against colonial movement and our secularism, our scientific temper, and all the things. But today's policy in 2020 policy, everything has been pushed back. Only the investment and the profit and loss is the main issue. And so this education policy is against our historical tradition, our cultural tradition, and all the things. So you can compare our education policy in 1986. We all are opposing in 1986 policy also due to introduction of the new technology, computer technology at that time. And it was said in that policy that the education will be connected to education will be connected with the industry. And it was recommended by Ambani Birla report and Knowledge Commission also. They have suggested that university should not be a political center. Politics should be finished from the university centers. And so all the traditions were pushed back, and now with new change, this NEP 2020 has come before us. And in this policy, there is no single word for secularism. There is no single word for social justice. There is this policy is against the scientific temper of education. They want to create a new world where only you can say yes or no. You cannot. They want to create such a coming generation in coming days that which can act on their signals. So this policy has taken the U-turn, completely U-turn. Or in this policy, there is no academic freedom, there is no autonomy. This has been finished totally. And you can say that budget cut is one thing, budget cut is going on, and in the name of Indianization of Indianization of education, they are, in the name of Rashtravar, they are creating the Dharmandhata. So, you can say that, and they compare private and public education system parallel to each other. They want to finish the public education system. All the policies, all the terms, all the frameworks are against the people, against the students, against the teachers, and the people of India also. So we can say that there is no term for permanent appointment. There is no term for a students' organization, teachers' organization, nothing. If you go through the DS Kothari report, everything was discussed thoroughly. Everything was discussed thoroughly. But in this NEP, there is nothing, a single word for permanent teachers union, students union and others. They want to finish the protest also. They don't, no politics in universities, no politics in educational institutions means they want to finish the trade unions, the students union, teachers union, all the unions from the same campus. So, and lastly, I want to say that one bill has come in the last parliament session. It was introduced in 2018 as a HECI bill, Higher Education Council of India. From the students' protest, teachers' protest, and other opposition, due to protest of the oppositions, they kept it in cold storage. But in last parliament, they have taken a bill, the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Reform Bill 2025. Though it has been sent to the Joint Parliamentary Committee, but you know that in Parliamentary Committee also, the central government has more members than opposition. So it will finally is coming in the coming session, in a budget session. Perhaps they will pass it in budget session. In this bill, the UGC, AICT and NCT all have been finished, and one Viksit Bharat Shiksha Reform Bill has been put. 12 members will be in administration of this bill and of this institution, and out of 12, 10 will be IS officers, either retired or current IS officers. Education Secretary will be CEO of this committee. 2 academicians will be the members, but those academicians will be nominated by the government. So you can imagine they are appointing these vice chancellors. Their qualification are only one qualification, that they should be from certain ideology. They should be committed to implement this NEP anyhow. And so they are imposing this NEP on the wisdom of Indian wisdom, Indian wisdom system. They are imposing all the things. So this Viksit Bharat Shiksha Reform Bill will prove the last nail of the higher education of India. because UGC has concentration, over centralization is there. But they are so clever, they have not even a single word for how it will finance this Viksit Bharat Shiksha Abhiyan. No, a single word. What is the source of the finance of this? Because UGC have one source of finance, AICT has other source of finance, NCT have other source of finance. But in this bill, they have not given a single word from where the finance will come. So there will be over centralization and without finance. Without finance. So you can imagine that the total corporatization, privatization, commercialization is going on. And finally, the higher education of India will be the private property of the corporate sectors. This is going on. And you can easily imagine that who will get higher education? Those who will pay. Who will pay? Those are not who are not able to pay for higher education. There are structural changes, financial changes, administrative changes. There are so many changes against the people, against the students. You know that in NEP, if there are multiple exit and multiple entry system, you can take admission in 4-year course for 1 year, for certificate for first 2 years, for diploma course 3 years, for degree course 4 years, degree with honors. So if you want to study, you can stay. If you don't want to study, you can go. So I finally say that this education policy and all the policies in education of India is nothing but this is the no education policy. This is national exclusion policy. How we can exclude the poor, marginalized and the other sections of the society, and the education will be a property of the few people. It is very clear that all universities in India, public university, has been created by the public investment. People have given their land, people have given their money, and from 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, the university was created. Now they are in danger, they are in pressure of corporate. As the public sector failed, they have been given transferred to corporate sectors. University is compelled to fail in all sections by this government. Compelled to fail. And if university will fail, it will come in the hands of the corporate sectors, and the education will be property for few peoples in the hand of market only. So the whole education system in India is in great danger, and it is against the people, because education is a social property and government is transferring it into corporate hands. This is the main issue. With this issue, I want to conclude my paper. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Arun Kumar sir, for presenting your paper on education and technology. That is very informative. Thank you, sir.
Next, I request Amit Kumar Singh to present the paper on digital divide, social divide. This paper is prepared by Sir Amit Kumar Singh in association with Dr. Rinki. Sir, please make the presentation.
Thank you. And this is another paper, Digital Divide and Social Divide. How EdTech is reinforcing educational inequality in India. So first of all, I will concede the argument given by Sunil Kumar Singh, that was technology is not neutral and not toxic, right? And with that point, I will start with presentation. So in this paper, we have tried to understand. I can't say that we have defined, but we have tried to understand what is the digital divide. And at the beginning, I will say, whatever divide we are talking about, it is not a new divide, it is continuous and evolutionary. So whatever divide is emerging, it is continuous from the previous divides, whether it is social divides, economic divides, or political divides. Right? So, what is digital divide? It refers to unequal access to and effective use of digital technologies such as internet, computers, smartphones, a divide that disproportionately affects rural, poor, and marginalized communities relative to more affluent urban populations. In context of EdTech, this means while online platforms, virtual classrooms, and interactive modules have the potential to greatly expand the educational access across the geographies, many learners are unable to participate fully to the lack of reliable internet, digital devices, and foundational digital literacy. So we are trying to raise these questions also, that we can't on the surface level say that these are technologies which are liberating, these are technologies which are freely available, but at the same time we must understand the availability of good quality of data in rural areas with poor populations, those kids who are completely deprived, who those lacks the capital, a kind of capital which is social capital, cultural capital, political capital. Capital doesn't mean that kind of capital which are defined by Marxists. I am talking also in terms of social capital. A boy or a kid from the, you can say, deprived section of society or the Dalits cannot get even, I can cite an example from Bihar, a survey conducted by one of IIM, in which they are trying to establish that teachers are biased. They try to give grade on the basis of their perception of caste. It is recent data in the Hindu and Indian Express. It is 21st century Bihar, where the government of Bihar is claiming that we are creating such kind of situation where educational quality is so high. So it is happening. So at the same time, I would like to cite some data, the digital divide and structural inequality. However, multiple studies and reports shows that digital access is far from universal in India. Right? A recent national level infrastructure survey of schools revealed that only 57.2% of the schools have functional computers and just 53.9% have internet access. So what it is showing? And data is also showing that those people, those students who are deprived from this digital access are belonging to deprived sections of the society. So how can we say that it is neutral, objective, and not biased? So whatever is going on is determined not only economically, politically, culturally, but by all the things. We can't say that it is only determined by the economics. It is determined by politics. It is determined by castes, cultures, rural or urban divide also, means geographical divide. So these factors are contributing in emergence of digital divide. So who are controlling the technology? According to Ministry of Information and I'm forgetting the full form, MeitY, most of the internet services are accessed by the affluent class, urban people. And which kind of mobile penetration is going to the rural India? It is also a question. which kind of qualities are available at the rural level. So we have highlighted many things in this paper, and of course this article is included in this booklet. You can go through it. So what we have argued in this paper, EdTech as a vehicle of educational stratification, and through that we have tried to point out that a structural inequality which are already existing, plus technology which are supposed to be neutral and objective, but that is not the case, is equal to reinforced stratification, which is access to digital infrastructure, and literacy remains a function of wealth, social status and geography. Thus, rather than bridging the gap, EdTech depends there. So we are not denying that educational technology has not potential to change something, but that is again operating within the framework of socio-economic framework. So how they can be liberating? Of course, at a certain extent they can be. But whether they are capable to restructure the society, which we were talking in this seminar, that there is need for democratic change, democratic mobilization. But the question is that whether democratic mobilization is possible at all, and if possible, up to what extent? And especially in case of India, where caste, communal, regional, geographical divides are persisting. So, in this paper, we have tried to outline those things like illusion of universal access. Whether access is universal. If I am residing in the rural part of the country or countryside where there is no network, I wanted to be learned, I wanted to read something, but I don't have internet. I don't have digital access. I have mobile. Government of India can claim that, yeah, you have mobile, you are digitally literate, but I don't have all the things necessary for the digital education or education. So what I will do? So of course there is hierarchy of use, hierarchy of accessibility, hierarchy of availability, and that is why illusion of universal access. There is no universal access at all. Right? So in this part, we have tried to outline certain features, whether that is negative features or positive features. It is up to you to understand that what we can argue. So, in last, we have given certain, you can say, policy recommendations, and that is equitable investment in digital infrastructure, digital literacy and teacher training, subsidized device and data access for students, inclusive curriculum and pedagogy as Sir was highlighting, monitoring and accountability, and alternative low-tech offline solutions for those people who are deprived, who are living in those areas where these technologies are not available, and quality of those technologies are very low. So certain alternative kind of solutions are very important. So in conclusion, EdTech offers tremendous potential. So in this paper we are also underscoring the importance. It has liberating force. It is breaching the social barriers also at a certain extent. But it is not fully equitable and justice oriented. We are trying to underscore that point, right? So EdTech offers tremendous potential, but in India, deeply unequal social context, the potential remains unrealized for many and may even entrench disadvantage. Without addressing a structural inequality in infrastructure, income, social status, and digital literacy, EdTech risks becoming a tool for exclusion rather than inclusion. The last paragraph. For EdTech to truly further educational equity, policymakers, educators, and civil society must commit to equitable digital access, context-sensitive pedagogies, and inclusive policy framework so that the technology amplifies the opportunity, not inequality. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Amit Kumar Singh, for presenting your paper on digital divide, social divide.
Questions of the dice. Because NEC is there now.
You'll have opportunities to ask questions to the presenter, those who presented paper, face to face after this session, directly. I am grateful to Ms. Priya, Ms. Nitya and Kausalya for coordinating this event. And so we are coming to the end of this session.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Please.
So you are going to ask questions to the audience.
No.
Just one question.
I want to clarify about Sir, Ambani Builder report. Sir, can you briefly give me some points about that report? What was that report? ये वाला Ambani Builder report.
In 2005, this report was given to the central government to include in the higher education. And this Ambani Birla, you know that Ambani and Birla both are the industries and corporators. So they have given the report that education must be connected with the industry first. And knowledge commission, which knowledge commission both reports consider, the central government considered the report. And they changed the policy and they have suggested that there should be no political activities in the campus, because we are always saying that university campus is the kindergarten of politics. The democracy comes from the center of the universities, and they are against this policy. So this was the recommended, and it was accepted by that government. It was the Congress government. Now you know that in 2014, this central government is telling that India became freedom. Freedom movement was not done here. India became free in 2014 only. This policy is going on. Okay.
Yes, 1 second. Nice photo, because the screen is not there, no?
Yes.
So all together. Yeah, okay, thank you.
So this session is concluded and Dr. Sandy is taking over.
Yeah, thank you. I will money so that I honor for us. So this is the time to honor. I request Ms. Priya to honor Amit Kumar Singh. Amit from the honor session. Amit Kumar to honor. Yeah.
கொஞ்சம் பேக் கை
I request Nitya to honor Professor Arun Kumar. Krishna, please come. Come. Yeah, I'm giving you time to come here. Come. Yeah, I request Kausalya. No, Priya. Nitya Dhanma. No, I know. I know this is told by so I have to follow. Whatever he says, I will do. Whatever you have to believe that. Okay. Nitya honor Professor Arun Kumar, and I request Kausalya to honor our chairperson. Dr. John, please. This is for Krishna Jha, we are giving additional flowers from
Krishna Jha
Yeah, no, for all. So I request Krishna got a prize here.
Ma'am, on photo, ma'am.
One photo proper, yeah.
Ma'am, look, ma'am. Ma'am, mic கிடைக்கும் ma'am. எடுத்துக்கினா?
You are going to give for all. Next, I request Krishna to honor Nitya. No, you are here.
One more.
So we are producing products, juniors for AIPF. Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am, let's see, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So I request Krishna to honor Kaushal. See, match வருது.
ஷால் போடுறது. ஷால் போட்டு போஸ்ட்.
எல்லாம் காலேஜ் குரூப்ல போடணும்.
கண்டிப்பா சார்.
அடுத்த எல்லா கருத்துங்க எல்லா காலேஜும் போடுறேங்க. 36 மெடிக்கல் காலேஜஸ்.
சார் நீங்களே இல்லை சார். பிரியா. கொஞ்சம் பேக்கில் வந்துருமா, கொஞ்சம் பேக்கில் வந்துருங்க, ஒயிட் வராது.
Bhavadharani has brought all his girls here, correct? Amma. So she has brought his juniors here. Height order எடுக்கணும்.
ஓகே, வருதா எல்லாரும்?
எஸ் சார்.
இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் வேற யாரா இருக்காங்களா? போமா நீ வரைக்கும் ஏமா தண்ணி போமா.
இங்கே இல்லைங்க.
No, we are very careful. The people who are short will be always calculated.
Okay.